Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
As you can see, special guest continuing our Fboy Island interview series. This is a good one. This is a big one we wanted to have him on his own. I think deserved his own time. Our boy, Mercedes Knox, probably the prime F-boy of the season.
Oh, yeah.
My man, first and foremost, thank you for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited about this.
I was actually a big fan of yours throughout the season. I think people probably thought that was kind of weird because you were the most self-admittedly playing a game and going through it. But I think if you look at your journey throughout the entire thing, you actually had a pretty good, like what you would call a character arc. You came in very one-sided, this is what I'm doing. And over time, you kind of lightened up, and I'm probably more sensing more of your other side of yourself, and your full self kind of came out as the whole thing go on. So how do you feel like you were portrayed, and how have you kind of the reaction you've had since?
I feel good. I feel really good. I'm happy about how it came out. It's kind of my personality, I'm kind of a little bit of an asshole sometimes, but I can be sweet, I think it really, embodied my personality well. So I wasn't upset about it. I kind of did expect, me to kind of be the villain because of, all the fights I had. And so it's like, somebody's going to be the villain and it's probably going to be me. So I liked how it came out. I'm not upset about anything. And, I came out on top. So it's like, I can't be too mad.
No, I think for sure. And I think about it is like, there was an element of like, this is a game show still in a way. And Brian, especially, we're both big fans of people just acknowledging that it still is a show. Yep. And when everyone kind of almost dives too deep into the reality of it, I think that could be a mix. So I think you had a good thing. I also kind of appreciated the confidence, man. I mean, you from the beginning, you had that argument. It's still like my favorite scene of the season when you're like, what are you even worried about? She's made her choice already. Yeah. Did you dead feel like that? Or were you just saying that to rile them up?
Oh, I felt like that. After I got the lanyard the first day and we kissed the first day, I was like, it's over. These guys have no fucking shot. Like there's no way anyone's gonna, make up that ground that I already had. Like Brant said, I had a 50-point lead, and no one could make up that ground, and I knew it, and I was unapologetic about it. I was like, you guys aren't gonna beat me, and I'll tell you to your face, and they didn't.
It's just made for good you could not like saying you were like Grant or what's the name Garrett from last season, but like
Garrett, yeah.
Knowing that you the first episode you're like, I am an F-boy, yep. And it's just like I said to Bill and we talked about, it's like he's gonna be that guy of this season, and I think it's good for TV. Like it made you knew who you were and you still stuck to it. You got in fights, you beat everyone that came at you, and it's good. It's good for the show.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like I came in trying to be the villain or whatever. I mean, I came in pretty confident, and I was, before even knowing any of the girls or knowing, who the guys are, my competition, I had an inkling that I was going to fucking win this thing. Mm. And I was like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to win. And, it kind of just, with Louise and our connection, it was just like bound to happen. It was like quick, and it was like, there's no way, anyone else is going to be able to have a stronger connection than we have. So it was, and that's where the confidence came in. And I was unapologetic about like, you guys just aren't going to beat me. And it's like, the girls knew who they wanted. You saw Peter got a kiss the first day and I got a kiss the first day, and we were the two winners. So these girls knew what they wanted from the beginning.
Okay. I got to know 2 questions, same vein.
Yeah.
When did you decide that you were actually going to split the money? Mm-hmm. And why did you split the money? Because the whole time you were like, I'm getting this money and running. Yeah. When did that change?
So, I mean, it changed pretty early. I knew I liked Louise. I knew I liked her. Once I saw our connection and how we were together, I was like, I kind of actually like this girl. So it was like, I wouldn't be able to, do that to her and be the super villain that everyone kind of wanted me to be, because I actually did like the girl, so it was like, I am playing the game, but, I still wanted a relationship with her. Like, it I actually had feelings for her. Like her and our situation was real, you know, it was real feelings involved. And I couldn't do that to her. So I knew pretty early that I was going to split it. But yeah.
All right. So obviously we were surprised about you doing the split. We were happy. I mean, if you watched the video, we were like, wow, like did not expect that. Do you feel bad for Casey? And do you think it's just a little effed up in general that you guys didn't know that there was a double side to this? Like, what were your genuine feelings about it in the moment and now even post watching it? Like, dude, we thought it was kind of fucked up.
It was fucked up. It was fucked up. Casey was supposed to win. We will all talk about it. It was like Nico came back, you know, really late. It was like, there's no way you're coming back this late and you're gonna win. So we're all talking. It was like Nico even knew, like, you know, Casey, you got this one. So Casey's expecting a W, and he gets out there, and you know they tell him that you know she's taking all the money and she has that opportunity. But if any girl was gonna do it, it's gonna be Tamara's. But it's kind of hard to feel bad for Casey because he had a girlfriend, and he was only there to get. I'm just saying. So
it was true. It was true.
He has a girlfriend. So, like, he had a girlfriend right before the show.
I knew it.
And they broke up, and then he comes on the show, and then he goes back home, and then they're dating again. Like, you know, we can connect the dots here. You know, we get it. So he wanted his $50,000 from last season. He wanted his $50,000 from last season, and
I don't blame him.
They played him again. So I do feel bad for him, but you know, him and Tamaris are playing the same game. Neither of them were actually there for a relationship. They, you know, were there for the money, and you know, they were never going to actually work out outside of this. You know, so I mean, hats off to Tamaris. I was shocked when she did it. I was like, I was glaring at her, like, what the fuck? Like, I was upset. Like, Tamaris, you motherfucker.
Like, it was my money.
Yeah, exactly. So I was upset about it. I was so surprised. You see me, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, your face was like, it was one of the pictures I used because you're like,
yes, shocked. Like, genuine, that's a genuine reaction, like shocking. So, I mean, I was very surprised by it, but if anybody was going to do it, it's going to be Tamaris. I kind of feel bad for, you know, Casey a bit, but I mean, he had a girlfriend the whole time. It's not like he
I didn't know, man. That just solidifies my case against Casey. I'm not a Casey fan. I'm saying
You're not a Casey fan. You're like the only person who's not a Casey
fan. I just don't. I don't buy his shit, and I'm right. I was right the entire time. I was like, I don't trust this guy, and I was right.
Yeah.
Brian, I gotta say he's been consistent. I mean, this is.
I didn't like him season one.
We did season one, and he wasn't a fan back then either.
Really?
I just don't know. I'm not feeling his vibe. He's probably a great guy, but what I'm seeing on TV, we probably get along. I mean, I'm kind of an asshole myself, but like, I'm picking up. I smell what's going on around here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of felt bad for him, but you know, it kind of is what it is. He was on the show 2 seasons in a row, so I mean, I didn't feel too bad for him.
2-time loser.
Only 2-time loser Fboy Island has. Do you think, is there any way they could convince him to come back if it was reversed and he got to be one of the guys, like the 3 guys?
I feel like he would do it. I don't think he was going to be genuine and be actually looking for a relationship, but I think he would do it.
He would be good at it. He would.
Yeah. I think he'd be a good lead. I mean, people love Casey. And you know, he's a good guy, and he's good for TV. You know, so
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to pivot a little bit now more into kind of the relationship with the other guys. That was more of our favorite part of the show. A lot of the times, whether we're watching Bachelor or any of these type of dating shows, we end up liking the cast members a lot more than the leads, and that was the case here with you guys. And that's no offense to the leads,
right?
But as you can see, I mean, with the last podcast, we had the Jailhouse guys on.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about crazy son of a bitches those guys were. That was an awesome time. So
crazy.
I just want to your general, like, how you feel like the vibe was in the house, and then the vibe post the house. Like, who are you close with? You know, what has your connection been with them post Fboy?
So in the house, I was cool. I mean, basically, I was public enemy number 1, so I was actually within. The guys genuinely didn't like me. It's because, you know, I was unapologetically me, and I was telling people, like, you aren't gonna fucking beat me. And, you know, I was, obviously manipulating people like Nikolai to kick themselves out and tell them, people were actually like, this guy's fucking crazy. And I am. So
that Nikolai was all when you
Nikolai, I think all-time moment.
You're just like, yo, confess what you did. And he's like, okay.
Yep.
Go on.
Yeah.
Did you in any way think that dude was going to actually confess on himself?
I knew he was. I knew it. So it was like, it wasn't hard to convince him to do that. It was he was already drunk. And he had said, we were talking before that. He said something that pissed me off. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm about to get this guy.
He was the only jailhouse guy missing. Like, we wanted him so bad for questions like this. Like, we're going to get him on because apparently everyone loves him though. Like, do you like him?
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's a cool guy. We're still cool. But it had to be done. We're there and it was a part of the game. He said something. Yeah, it was just like, it had to be done. And he's a cool guy, but he was just a little drunk and I smelled blood.
Yeah, for sure.
And he did it, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's actually that stupid. That's crazy."
Yeah, your confessionals, like when you'd say this on the show, were great too. Just like, I'm getting him. He's an idiot, and it's
he was stupid. Yeah. So I had the people in the house. They didn't like me because they knew I was manipulating and playing the game. So even like Asante, Jabrin, I had fights with Casey that they didn't put on the show. I had fights with Jabrin that they didn't put on the show. Fights with Asante they didn't put on the show. Damn. So I was actually going I was going off, and the guys didn't really like me in the house. I had like Tom, Danny, and basically Nico and Peter. Those were like kind of my close friends. Okay. We were always cool, but those guys weren't going after my girl. So it was like,
right. I was just gonna say, anybody that wasn't going for Luis probably was fine with you.
Yes, exactly. So, we were cool. And, after the show, we're all cool,
That's good. That's good.
We kind of get that, it was TV and it was a competition. And, when this competition involved and there's women involved, you're going to be, it's going to be a fight. And, we kind of understand like after the show, it is what it is. And, we're all cool.
So something interesting I thought about, I brought this up on one of our interviews, but you going for Luis, you were the only person going not against the legacy. You weren't going against like an Fboy one. It wasn't the Casey or a Peter. Right. Do you feel like you still would have won if you had to go up against Casey or Peter? Do you think you still had a shot? Or?
Guaranteed. I would have beat everyone on that show. No one could have beat me. Like my game plan was just so much better, and like the way I moved was so strategic. Like no one would have beat me.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Garrett rolled in with that cutoff jacket and stuff. You think you could have taken Garrett one-on-one and a man off?
For sure. Garrett's a cool guy, but like, 9 out of 10 girls are going to choose me over him, to be honest.
Love it. It's a confidence.
So I mean, I wasn't really worried about any of the other guys. And honestly, a lot of the guys were intimidated by me and, how, assertive I was. And a lot of guys didn't go after Louise because of how quickly I kind of had her, Definitely. And they were like, all right, like she's done, so a lot of guys didn't even attempt her. A lot of guys like her because, she's a cool girl, but they're like, I'm not going to beat that guy. And they're right.
No, that makes sense. I agree. I think people were putting it out there from the beginning. I think that was a common theme throughout the house.
Yeah.
This is a question we ask everybody. We're going to build up a little compilation answer eventually here. Yeah. What do you think about Nikki Glazer, man?
Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. Freaking hilarious. She literally had us dying the entire time. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know many celebrities, but she's like a personable celebrity to where you can like talk to her. Even though she's super famous, you can like talk and she's like a normal person. So I really like her a lot. She's so funny, so genuine. And I think she was great for the show. Like I was watching it and she was killing me, so yeah. I think she was great. I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm. Are you a reality TV fan? Were you a reality TV fan before? If so, what do you like watching?
Yeah, I like reality TV. I don't really watch it a lot, but I can watch it. I like The Challenge. You know that show on Instagram?
Oh yeah, we cover it.
So I like that, like strategic, competitive gaming. I like that. I never was really into like the dating thing. I watched like Love Island. That was kind of it. But I mostly just watched, The Challenge and like kind of like competitive, strategy games.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm into that for sure.
We do like Survivor, same type of thing. I mean, we like all that stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm into it for sure. But I didn't watch Fboy Island before I got casted on the show. I kind of got casted for the show, and I was like, all right, let me see how it goes. And yeah, and honestly, like I watched the first season, and that was like the blueprint of how to win.
Yep.
100%.
It literally told you exactly how to win. It was like just no locker room talk. All you gotta do, that's literally all you have to do is not talk shit. Just don't say I'm gonna take the 100K. Don't say I hate these girls. Don't say I'm gonna get 100 bitches when I go back home. That's all you have to do. And
don't have a girlfriend.
Right, exactly. Don't have a girlfriend. But the thing is, I didn't trust anyone, and I told them to their faces. I was like, I don't trust you. I'm not gonna say anything to incriminate myself. But a lot of guys did. Still, it's like if you watch season 1, if you have a brain, you're gonna know how to do it. But a lot of these guys didn't have brains.
It's a great point. I mean, we brought this up. We watched, say, the first season of a show. There was different things, say Netflix shows, whatever, these competition shows. Mm-hmm. And then you get to a season 2 or 3, and we say this all the time. We're like, did you not watch the show before?
Yeah, you gotta
like,
watch
it's
it.
Clear how to not at least lose right away or get pretty far. It's pretty straightforward, and these people just repeat this thing. Do you forget the cameras are there? Do you ever forget they're there? Because I feel like it would be very hard to forget they're there, but the way sometimes people say and do some of the crap like you're saying, it's like, are they forgetting?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I kind of felt. I always knew the cameras were there, and I always knew that someone was listening and watching every move, and that I knew that. So it's like I knew what to say and what not to say, and I wasn't gonna be, I'm not gonna beat myself. I feel like that was the only thing that I could have lost by, was me beating myself and doing something stupid, like going around saying, oh, I can't wait to go home and fuck 100 bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just knew I wasn't going to do that. So I kind of had that game plan coming in. Don't trust anyone, no friends, basically, be about the game the entire time. And, they tried to, lie at the mansplain and say I said, I'm taking the 100K, but it's like, why the fuck would I tell the 2 enemies I have in the house that I'm taking the 100K? Right. So they look stupid, and I fucking ate them up at the mansplain too.
You definitely did. Sticking on the mansplain, like what the Lukash stuff.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Shocking. Genuinely shocking. Because me and Lukash, we didn't have that many conversations. He got eliminated, episode 1. So he was only there for a couple days. But, the conversations we did have, they were cool. He was, obviously he was playing the game, lying, saying he was a virgin, whatever. But I thought it was pretty cool. So, he comes at the mansplain. He's like, you know what? And I had already been going off on everyone. So I'm like, what? Like, what do you got to say, Lukash? And then he was like, I like you. And I'm like, I like you too, I guess. Like, And then he kind of goes deeper into it. Like, you're attractive. I'm like, okay. I don't really know what to say. I'm like, is this a joke? I'm looking at producers like, did y'all plan this? Like, I don't. Right. And, he was serious. He was dead ass serious. And, I'm flattered. I appreciate it.
I would have loved it. I would have eaten it up if I was the one person that somebody was
so
in. I'm like,
that's what I was saying.
Right.
I was like, wow.
It's so funny.
Nice. He's cool.
Thank you.
Exactly. I was like, thanks, bro. And he's cool. He's a good guy. I don't know if I'm gonna take him up on that offer to move to LA, but we're definitely friends.
It's good to know you have a place to crash, right?
Yeah, exactly. I do have a place to crash.
He's lined up. He's one of the guys that reached out to us too and wants to talk. So we're eagerly looking forward to that one. That one might just get right off the rails.
I'm excited about that. I want to see that. Yeah, he's a good guy for sure.
I did want to ask you, obviously you're repping your gear and stuff. So the Sinners Club, this is kind of like one of your personal businesses projects. I want to hear about this and like kind of anything else more about the Sinners Club. You got anything else besides what else you got going on?
I mean, the Sinners Club is basically just like my clothing brand. I actually even got a robe.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm coming out with the robes. We're doing shirts, t-shirts and stuff. But I've kind of always been in the fashion, kind of wanted my own brand. So I kind of came up with this, and it kind of embodies kind of my vibe and who I am, and I'm rocking with it. So I'm excited about this, and I'm excited to kind of see this thing grow because I haven't really been in like a business life. And now me jumping into this and like kind of life changing with the show, it's good. And I'm excited to see where it can go.
Cool. So yeah, I'm looking. The hats are cool. I'm like looking at them. I'm gonna get the white one. I think.
Are they all like dad hats? Do you have any like flat brims or snapbacks or?
I don't. But they're coming.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like right. I mean,
he's so particular.
I have so many hats back here. I like hats, so like,
I got you. Yeah,
I mean,
sure. I got you. They're coming. Yeah, they're
coming. All right, yeah. Because I like it. I just I
so
wear
funny.
a dad hat, but I prefer snapback or flat.
Oh, he's so funny.
That's
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you definitely keep us in the loop too when the shirts and all come out too. We'll definitely throw that out there in the socials a bunch. I mean,
oh my gosh, yes, let's do it, man.
I definitely like the hat. So I said we're definitely getting that stuff. We support all you guys. Have cool stuff. I mean, you're not the only guy on Fboy with like doing the clothing line, whether it's like the gym stuff or this or it's really cool. You guys are all, and I'm sure that's a big part of why you guys kind of went on the show. I mean, like, to kind of get your stuff out there, but it is kind of cool that you all have a similar kind of entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Like Mikey D and Nikki P and Elon, they have like the calculated chaos thing, and that thing is great. And Mikey D, he's a bull. Like he's going hard with it, and he inspires me to keep going because it's like this dude, he works hard as hell, and he's really about his business. And Nikki P is like he's like the tech, he's behind like all the tech with the company, so they're like a really cool like group, and they mesh well. And I think their business with the calculated chaos is going to be very big, I think.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get hats. I'm all about hats. I will be.
Oh yeah, mine is a hat, dude.
As soon as there's a flat on there, it's mine.
I got you. As
soon as there's a flat, it's mine. I like the dad hat, so I'll be rocking one soon. I respect. I like it too. I mean, the robe's funny. I mean, I'll literally sit there and wear a robe during reviews. Trust me, it's like I'm chilling.
I've done it.
Yeah,
I've done it. I've done it. I like the idea too. I mean, all right, this is good. So I wrote here, this is something that's been in my notes forever, and you've kind of come across, you've said this in a lot of same ways. Being an F-boy doesn't mean you're a dickhead, doesn't mean you're an asshole, doesn't mean, but I do want to know who, if anyone, is as close to being the real F-boy from F-boy. It could be one of your boys, doesn't mean like hate, but like who do you think was like the biggest? Do you think you were the biggest F-boy, or do you think like in real life, who's the biggest F-boy?
I don't think I was the biggest F-boy. Who was the biggest F-boy? You know who's the biggest F-boy? Kylan's a really big F-boy. But Nico, who was a nice guy, is a freaking F-boy. And I don't know how he got cast on the show as a freaking nice guy. I don't
check the box.
He had to just check the box. I'm knowing Nico, and Nico's probably is like one of my best friends after the show. He's amazing. He's a freaking F-boy though. And I don't know how he got the good guy edit. He looks like freaking an angel on the show. He looks like the best guy ever. But Nico, he's a dog, man.
The Jailhouse guy said that too, Brian, towards the end. Someone was like, yeah. I just want to say, like, that's BS, by the way. Like, he's like, you're not the second person to be the first person to say that. So
yes. Nico,
we want a response, bud. Friends of the show. Yeah. First interview we had Nico. We want a response. True or false?
He watches the stories. He sees everything.
Yeah, he sees it. He's never gonna admit it though. He's never gonna admit it.
We're gonna clip him. We're gonna clip him. We're gonna get down to the bottom of this.
Yeah, exactly. He's never gonna admit it. He's still gonna be like, I am a nice guy. Okay. Yeah, I love it.
All right, converse. I like that answer, so I need the reverse here. Who was the nicest guy on the show?
Tom. Tom is genuinely a freaking angel.
Tom. It took me a second to think about it, and I was like, wait a second. Diary Tom? Like,
genuinely an angel. And he was my roommate. So, we were in the same room. We had, so many conversations off camera, no mics, blah, blah, blah. And he's genuinely a really, really good guy. And he actually liked Damaris. He really genuinely liked her, even though there was not a match at all.
It's almost good he didn't get to the final because I think he would have died.
Yeah, it was like they just never meshed.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if like he'd gotten to the final and maybe she gave him an overnight just like just because that dude might literally be like, I gotta ask you that though. I'm a little mad at you then, man. So like why didn't you help him out a little bit here and there? Like he set himself up for some real goofy moments with the rings and the book, and like you're supposed to be his roommate. Like, where's the buddy system at?
Because there was no convincing him to get away from Tamaris. Like he had tunnel vision. So it was like, bro, you're not gonna listen to me. Let me just support you, and I hope it works out for you. Even though I know it's not gonna work out, but I'm just like hoping for him, like because he's just such a good guy, and you want him to come out on top or get what he wants from it. But knowing Tamaris, she was just not the girl. She was an F girl, and Tom's like a little angel. Like he's only been in like serious relationships. I can't even imagine him having a one night stand and hooking up with a girl. Like he has feelings with every interaction.
Catches feelings instantly. Yeah, we all know people like that.
So he's genuinely a good person. So it's like he was definitely the nicest of the nice, and that's actually him. He belonged on The Bachelor. That's where.
Yeah.
Well, see, now you're gonna laugh because we got tricked because I said that to Nico. I was like, Nico, you should be on The Bachelor, and now I'm like, wait a second, Nico should be on like Temptation Island.
Yeah, exactly. So Nico would have been good because his persona, he plays the nice guy well. So I mean, he probably would have been good. Like, but. I don't know how serious he would have been. Tom would have been dead ass serious, fall in love. And probably, how like, don't they like propose at the end of that or something?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
So Tom would have proposed to the girl after that. And it would have been a dead ass serious, engagement. So that's why he's like a genuine nice guy,
Bill, this should be our push then for 2023 is like Tom for Bachelor.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we gotta reach out to Tom. It's something we haven't. I mean, you guys have been really good about
Tom,
reaching out.
I'm worried about talking to Tom. Like he takes that stuff seriously. We kind of trash him a little bit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think you got to be able to take what we do, and I literally said this in our. We were watching Buckhead Shore, like that Jersey Shore kind of spinoff, and I said in the finale, and that cast has been really cool and interacting with us, like you guys. Mm-hmm. But I trashed a couple of them pretty bad.
Yeah,
and. Brian's like, I don't think that guy would want to talk to us. And I was like, I think if you take some guys like us too seriously, like you have to I literally said you need to take like a life pill, not even like a chill pill, because like we obviously are just like guys having fun watching a TV show. I mean, like you can see my bar got like Sega games behind me. I'm not some like hardo serious like critiquer here, but like I think if you can't, like, you could come on. If I was super hard, this is a disclaimer to everyone who watches. If I was super hard to you and you're a cast member, you could come on here and be super mean to me. It's okay.
Yeah,
like, I'll take it. I'll take the heat back. Like,
you're
this or that. I'd be like, it's fair. Like, but like that's. Exactly. I think he'd be okay, Bri. I think he would be. I'm not gonna bring him on and bully him. I mean,
no. But he could just be like, nah. I heard what you said about my ring.
Say no too. I mean, it's fine. I don't want them to.
I don't think he would do it. Like, I don't think he would do it. I don't think Tom liked how he was portrayed on the show.
Well, yeah, that's what sometimes that's like the converse. That's like why sometimes we like to have people on. The very first interview we ever did was this guy, Jamie from The Bachelorette, who came off like this evil, like misogynist, like piece. The edit this dude got was like bad. And so I'm like, I just want to see how much of an asshole this guy is.
Right.
He's a nice dude. He's like he like DMs me on Instagram. Like I had like a dog pet. Like he's like a normal guy. Like, so it's sometimes I like giving that form. We're not like, ABC or anything. It sometimes gives people a shot to be like, I'm not this total creep weirdo. I kind of, my girlfriend just dumped me and like, I probably should have went on it. Like that's the kind of thing, like, I think is what we as a channel and like, say we're trying to be. It's like, just come on too and be chill and we can see who you really are.
Exactly. And I like that to where, you can come on here and people have opinions about how you're portrayed on the show, but you can come onto, platforms like this and kind of show your actual personality and, kind of defend yourself in a way, or at least, put your best foot forward, to where it's like people have they'll be able to, have other opinions on you, not just from the show. So that's why, I like coming on here and doing stuff like this because, obviously people will kind of look at the show and be like, oh, he's a dick, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm not. I can be a dick, but it's like I'm a chill person. I can come on here and kind of show my personality a little more and, people can understand who I am. I'm not actually a dickhead and, so.
No, for sure. Bri, have anything else that you want to know right now?
Are we? Can we ask? Like, do you still talk to Luis?
Yeah, I do. Okay. It's hard to be in a relationship because we don't live. We don't live near each other. I live in Texas. She lives in Miami. We still do talk. We still like each other. You know, it could happen in the future, but you know, right now life is changing so fast, and you know, I feel like it would be bad for our relationship if we kind of force it. You know,
yeah, 100%. For sure.
And there's people, you know, obviously we want to show together. There's other people who are kind of invested and they want, you know, us to be together. So that's a lot of pressure too. And I feel like, you know, we're just taking it slow. We're taking it slow, and we don't want to, you know, force it and then be toxic and have, you know, a crazy toxic relationship, you know?
You're not wrong. We watch a lot of reality TV. Brian has been big on this since we've even started with The Bachelor and stuff, where we pay attention to where they're from and where the other person's from. And when there's this crazy dichotomy, like Michelle Young was the Bachelorette. She had the guy, Nate, who won. He was from like LA and was a model. She was a teacher in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he moved to Minnesota even for a little bit. And guess what? They're not together anymore. And a lot of the times we see it, we're like, oh, that chick's from Florida and that guy lives in New Hampshire and is a welder. He's not going to like want to leave. Yeah. Like he's not leaving his union job to move to Florida with this Instagram model. Like there's just sometimes that's the part of it where I almost wish like they didn't tell us where people were from.
Like, exactly. Because then you can kind of like see like, oh, it's not probably actually going to work or whatever. Yeah. But me and Lou, like, you know, we're kind of like on the same vibe. Like we kind of do the same thing. So I feel like if we lived near each other, it would be able to work a lot easier. But it's just we don't live near each other, and you know, it's kind of hard to be in a serious relationship when you don't see someone.
Okay.
No, my wife just walked in.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Because I get to see Precious.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I can't wait to hear all about this.
Oh, yeah,
Press, I'm on every episode. You can come say hi to me too sometimes. You know?
You weren't on a TV show.
Mercedes is super cool. Sorry.
I know.
Love it.
Leaving that in.
Oh, no, I'm not editing that out.
All right. So we think that was nice. Actually, great time by her because I want to get not serious, but I do want to get your take on something. You're very direct. You tell us how it is. So I want to know. We did the jailhouse interview and so much fun, all laughs, but there was a little undercurrent of there being a little bit of tension, and it was a little bit with Mikey and a couple of them towards Danny. And I did see like on your Instagram, at least on the thing like that, you seem chill with Danny. Like I think he like did a modeling pic for you or post or whatever. So like, do you have any opinion on post house drama? Even not that one specifically, but your vibes on people having beef post the show, and it's supposed to kind of just be fun.
Yeah. So I mean, there is a lot of beef. There's a lot of personalities. I don't really know too much about the Danny Mikey thing. I mean, I think it was like, I don't know. I think Mikey was like talking to Mia or something, or it was something like that. Yeah. And you know, Danny didn't like it. And they were like best friends on the show, so I was surprised that there's a beef. And apparently, there's still a beef. So I didn't know. I try not to get into other people's shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously we're all in group chat, so I see it, but it's like I don't really know. But I mean, shit, just getting messy. Like Danny was on some other podcast or something. And he was like, spilling the beans on Mia. And I was like, shit.
Ooh, really?
Really? Oh, what was that?
We don't listen to that. We listen to some, like, not just, I'm not hating on those shows. We don't really listen to them.
We don't have time. We don't have time to listen to other people's stuff. So,
right.
That is interesting to me.
If you get a clip up on Instagram or like TikTok, I'll see it, like, of your show. Like, we get that of ours too a lot of times. You can't listen to 5 reality shows. So, I mean, but.
Right, exactly.
I don't like that, man. I mean, again, it's not, it just doesn't seem like the spirit of your gang, of your show. Like, it's just like, everybody got something out of it, and it was fun, and it's a shame. And look, and I don't know everything that was said. I mean, we saw Mikey was pissed, obviously.
I mean, Nick P was more pissed.
Oh, Nick was that. You're right. It was Nick P was more pissed. I mean, there was some accusations being thrown around, and so it's like, man, and they edited on the show. Like the biggest confrontation we saw was you brainwashing somebody. Like literally, I think it was the biggest.
I don't know. The goofy fight with him and Kylan was.
Yeah,
that was an altercation.
I laugh because we love Kylan. Kylan's been on Twice with us. Like it's just so funny to me. Like I could just even tell like the two of you going. I'm like, yeah, but these two dudes know what's going on right now too. Like,
exactly. Me and him are like so similar. Like even though we had that fight on the show, it was obviously, you know, two guys doing the same thing, going after each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And, you know, he's really cool after the show. Like, you know, I think he's one of the cooler guys, you know, but, you know, we obviously were going after the same girl. And when, you know, you're going after the same girl, it's a competition and things like that are going to happen. But he's a cool dude, man. I like him a lot, honestly.
I think, honestly, man, I guess my last question for you, was there anything that wasn't shown that you wish was shown, or anything about yourself that people don't know that you'd like people to know?
It wasn't as close as it looked. It was a fucking blowout. I won everything. So
let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
So I will tell you this. I literally did want to win everything. I got her first lanyard. I got a kiss the first night. We had a beach date where we all went to the beach that they cut out of the show. We all went to the beach, and the girls got to pick one guy to go back to their house. I got picked, went back to the house. Also, the spicy challenge, there was winners and losers to the spicy challenge. The girls picked the person. I won that too. And then I won the show. It was a blowout. Benedict is a great guy, great dude, but it wasn't as close as it looked.
A wire to wire victory.
Yeah, it wasn't as close as it looked. He was the super nice guy, so it was like, I don't know. He was kind of just too nice, and there was just like no like sexual chemistry with Louise.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like almost like he was just filling the spot. I love him, but that's kind of just what it was. And if I would have lost, I would have been fucking shocked.
No, we would have been shocked too.
I would have been fucking shocked. So I mean, I knew I was gonna win, and it looked closer than it was, but it was a fucking blowout. But yeah.
I think honestly, man, there's no better parting words than that. That's great. We are gonna have Mercedes, all of his stuff, Sinners Club, his socials and stuff in the description. We'll pop them up here at the end as well. Make sure you go and give all of his stuff a follow. Like I said, we'll definitely will. I'm gonna have a hat soon, so definitely be rocking. I'll make sure I tag him when I have one. And yeah. Check out all of our other Fboy interviews. We have a nice series going now. We also have another one that'll come out actually before this one. We had a Nick W. On as well. So a few of them lined up, Lukesh, and then eventually we'd like to maybe turn towards the leads and maybe talk with the ladies, because we don't want to be one-sided here. We want to go both ways. So
you just don't want to be pushy. We're not being pushy. We're just like, they're there. I mean, you know what I'm talking
exactly. And y'all's interviews are great. Like I'm loving y'all interviews, and you know that's why I wanted to come on here with y'all, because y'all are great, and I'm happy I did. It was a lot of fun, guys. Yeah,
man. Well, open door too. Like we've been telling the guys, since you're a reality fan, the new season of the challenge should start in about a month or so, the real one. So when it comes back on, we'll hit you up. Come do an episode with us.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, because I'll be watching that for sure.
Bill, all right, cool, man. You can take my place because I unfortunately know the winners.
Oh, really?
Brian got spoiled by accident.
Spoiled by mistake, and I'm like,
oh, shit.
You're not going to replace it. You're going to be able to go along with the fine. You don't know how it's going to happen, to be fair. Right. You don't know who's in the finale. You literally just know the end of it. So anytime it's not involving that person, you'll be fine. You're going to have to put on your showbiz face, Brian.
No reaction.
You're just going to have to be like, I'm a nice guy.
I'll wear a mask over my face.
Whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm ready, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. We had a blast with this. Make sure you go follow, like I said, follow Mercedes everywhere on his socials, and look out for the next time that he is on the show and for our next Fboy interview. But for myself, Brian, Mercedes, thank you. Peace.
See you guys. Thanks, guys.
Mercedes, thanks, bud.
Thank you.